And I'm live, I think. If you hear my washing machine in the background, it's because my washing machine's on. But otherwise, hello everyone, and welcome to. Oh my gosh, hold on. I was like, I had this live stream open not only on my phone, but also on my computer. So it was like echoing back at me, but everything's fine. Everything's good today. Welcome everyone to the stream today, and if you're watching the replay, hello, thanks for joining me. I am literally warning you now that today's stream is off vibes alone. I normally figure out exactly what I want my sprints to be and how long they're going to be and what I'm going to talk about in between them, but not today. Today is just a pop-up sprint. I am doing some line editing, as I have been doing for the past few weeks on my book. Hello, cool gamer. It's nice to see you. And yeah, so today is just about vibes. I'll do a sprint. I'll start a sprint for us as soon as it feels right. But in the meantime, I guess I can tell you about where I am in my book so far. So, for those of you who don't know, I write YA romance. This book specifically is a LGBT plus romance. It's contemporary. This is the fifth draft that I've been working on, and I'm currently on page 134. About to be 3/5 of the way through. That's this next pink tab, and that will happen on page 150, which I plan to get to during this stream. But yeah, it's basically just me, this book, and this red pen. It's a very different kind of writing than just typing on a Scrivener document or in a Word document or other word processor. And I'm liking the process. It's very tactile, but also it's tactile and satisfying, but it's also like nothing's permanent, nothing's set. Like it won't actually, the changes won't be made until I retype it. So yeah, there is that, but I am finding it immensely helpful for figuring out exactly what needs to be in this draft and what does not need to be. Just finding passages and then Xing them out, being like, don't need that, is very satisfying. And I'm trying my best to strike through as many extra phrases and words as possible, as much extraneous information as I can remove, the better. Because I'm going to have to add another chapter in the first half of the book, I've already discovered, and that's gonna bump the word count up. And I didn't really want to do that, but that's why I'm cutting, to make up for it. So, shall we start off with a sprint suit? Yeah, I think so. In the meantime, while I get the timer set up, let me know what you guys are working on today. I'm going to be line editing physically in my book, but perhaps you are continuing your NaNoWriMo project or just reading today after that significant challenge that you just undertook. Maybe you didn't do NaNoWriMo at all and are working at your own pace. Let me know. I think we're going to do a short-ish sprint to start out with. I want to do, it's hard for me to talk and show my screen at the same time, but we're going to do a short sprint to start out with. You can consider 18 minutes to be a short sprint, but that's what we're going to do. And yeah, I'm currently on page 134. I'm going to try to get to at least page 150 during this stream, so I'll probably get a few pages done in that 18 minutes. But if everyone's ready, oh, that's not right. Yeah, we're gonna have a nice little sprint to start out with, and I hope it goes well for you. Okay, first sprint in 3, 2, 1. Let's write. All right. That was the end of our first sprint. Nice little short 18-minute, or I guess 15. Yeah, how did everyone do? I noticed our friend Laura popped in. Hi, Laura, if you're still here. And if you're not, that's okay. The timer surprised me this time because I was right in the middle of making an innuendo. So, like, obviously, I'm going to be startled. I'm actually finishing my sentence right now. But yeah, all is well. I am now on page 137 of line editing. See all that red? All that. All of that was added. Hello, Nicole. It's nice to see you. And 142 words is great. That was only our first sprint, so we're going to have at least 2 more, probably 3 more. Yeah, I'm currently line editing my YA romance, featuring many things, but it's set on the Outer Banks. It deals with themes like grief and forgiveness, and there's found family, and just a bunch of lovable LGBT characters. That's what I'm writing about. I'm always interested in what you all are writing at this moment in time because it's so interesting how people can write in different places, yet like we can write at the same time, but we're all writing different things. Isn't there something wild about that? So I'm almost to page 150 in my line editing, which is where I've marked the 3/5 point because I have 50 chapters. That's how I did that. I'm definitely going to have a longer sprint for our next one. Let me check what I normally do. If you're just coming in late, this stream is off vibes alone. I don't have a plan for today. I normally write down what I want to talk about in between sprints, but today it's a little pop-up sprint, a little spontaneous. I meant to do this stream yesterday, but something crazy happened and I had to postpone until today. Everything's fine, but it was just very unexpected and sudden, and I had to deal with that. But now it's over. And I'm back to editing my book. I went to a nice coffee shop yesterday. You might have seen that on my Instagram story. I did not update my bio or my description for this video today, but normally it would be there. It is at Grayson Yunt Writes. But anyway, I had a nice chocolate coffee. I got about an hour done, maybe an hour and a half done of editing there, and that was nice. I'm also working on a line editing vlog video kind of thing to come out soon. I think I'm gonna stop the video when I get to the 3/5 point. Maybe I should be time lapsing some of this. We'll see about that. And I'll probably have I'll probably do the final half of the line editing process in another video. But anyway, something I want to know is how y'all are doing after NaNoWriMo, or even if you participated in it. I am currently in grad school, so it was not possible, not feasible for me to do NaNoWriMo. I was very insular during November. I was very closed off and very busy. I needed to take that time to get all my assignments done. And in fact, I was still like rushing until, what day was it? Thursday? Yeah, until Thursday night. So we had a little bit of a dip in the line editing progress. But now I'm back on track. I'm trying to finish this line editing by December 22nd, which is when I go back to my family home for the holidays. But we will see. Next Friday, I definitely will not have another live stream. I know there was a couple months this year where I did do live streams every Friday or so, like 4 times a month, and that was great. I really loved that. But man, November, December, I just such chaotic months for me. You know what? I might be able to do multiple streams in January now that I'm thinking about it, because that's when classes start again for the new semester and the new year. And I've already cleared up my Friday schedule in order to do writing and live streaming. So that's definitely a possibility for the future. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm also going to be tentatively participating in Genuimo, which is an event that Katie Ann Wright came up with, and I think one other person on AuthorTube who I can't remember at this time. It might have been the Hex Library or Jessica, or it might have been Wally Simo. I'm unsure, but the goal is basically do NaNoWriMo in January, and I might be able to do it then. And I will not be doing it on Seaside because by then I will have started to query Seaside. Hopefully, if I can get this all done by December 22nd. I realize I also need to convert all these notes into a document, and I don't know if I should need to do that before December 22nd or not. I hadn't thought about that yet, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. And I wonder when I fill in the document, when I rewrite it, I wonder if I'll do more editing then as well. Because I'm definitely catching some copy edits, like sometimes the quotation marks are flipped backwards, or sometimes this word's spelled wrong, but I'm not focusing on copy edits. It's mostly line edits. So yeah, that's where I'm at. We're going to have our second sprint very soon. So if there's any topics you want to discuss with me, anything you want to share, anything else you're working on or looking forward to in the new year, feel free to chat while I set up the timer for next sprint. I think we're going to do 25. Let me check my banners. Yeah, 25 minutes. I normally can't do writing in long sprints, and by long I mean longer than 30 minutes, because I start after the 25-minute point, my focus starts to wane. But I've noticed that when I'm line editing and physically interacting with my document, I can go for like an hour at a time, which is something ridiculous that I wasn't anticipating, and that's pretty neat. So yeah, it might just because it's a physical format and I'm not staring at a screen and getting distracted by other internet objects. Unsure. But yes, we are going to have our second writing sprint. Let me share my screen. Yeah, so I hope you're all ready to work and continue to be productive. Let's get some more words in 3, 2, 1. Happy writing. All right. That was the end of the second writing sprint. I am this close, like 5 sentences away from finishing chapter 29 in line edits, but I will save it for our next sprint. So how did everyone do? I'm now on page 144, so I'm definitely going to get to that 150 page mark at this stream. And that's only like, it's not very many pages at all. And I'm feeling good about it. This chapter I'm reading is the midpoint turn chapter, and basically everything has just hit the fan. Everything's ruined, and everything's awful and sad. So that's what I'm writing right now. And in the next chapters I have to go into are basically the aftermath. I think until chapter 36, and then we get back into like the healing process. It's probably not as dramatic as I'm making it out to seem. Like, don't worry, there's like no one dies in this book. Everything's fine. Everything's gonna be fine. But sometimes you gotta put your characters through hell before they can, get to the ending. Nicole got 727 words, which is very good, even though they were copy and pasted. Hey, that is still making your document longer and still putting you that much closer to finishing your book, which is great. I started this stream at page 134, and now I'm on 144. So we're going at a good pace. I don't know what I'll do after I get to the 3/5 point. I may just read for the rest of the stream. I don't know. We'll see. If you hear someone else talking, my partner is doing video games right now. So that's what that is. But yeah, today's been a very gray day. The sky is very white, and it would be snowing if it wasn't also 50 degrees outside. I wish it were snowing, but right now it's just like gray and cloudy, which is it's not offering me much light either. So this is what we're working with, hence the string lights. This is what we got. I will need to get up for some more water next sprint, but I can wait. Yeah, the characters have to suffer to reach their goals because conflict is the spice of writing. If there ain't no conflict, it's not interesting. And there is quite a big conflict happening in the midpoint of my book. Today I've gotten through chapters, like between chapters 25 and 29 are when things really start picking up in pacing for my main characters, Luca and Julian. They are figuring out how to handle this new dynamic between them. Yeah, I gotta do what you gotta do. And I've also discovered that between these 4 chapters, chapter 25 and chapter 29, the pacing's way too fast, which is unfortunate because it means I'm going to have to add another chapter before the midpoint, which is already at chapter 29, and there's 50 chapters, which already means we have an unbalanced plot, first half, second half. But it's fine. It's fine. There needs to be a lot of setup and a lot of pining anyway, or else it doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't call this book a slow burn. It's like a halfway burn, if you could call it that. It is also somewhat of I don't really want to say it because it'll kind of give away what happens in the plot, but something happens in the middle that makes the characters have to like rethink things in the second half of the book. And then, of course, the final decision in the book is okay, what are we going to do? And that's as specific as I'm willing to be about that. I wonder how I feel when I get to the ending of this draft because it is changed. It is the first time I changed the ending. And by that I mean I had a total of 4 endings for this book. And I don't mean it's like a choose your own adventure thing. I mean the first draft had a ending, the second draft had an ending. And up until wait, what am I saying? The ending has always been the same until the 4th draft where I decided to change it. And I think it's good. I think it's better. I've been working with it. I've been sitting with it. And I hope it still feels good by the time I make it to the end of the 5th draft. I'm also realizing the amount of different fonts I chose for this. And it's, I don't know what the rules are around querying and fonts. Do I need to query the full manuscript all in the same font? Because I definitely used fonts for text messages, for Discord chats, for a test. I wrote quiz questions. I might stick in the actual cinnamon bread recipe that is very much an influence on the plot. And those are, and there's also journal entries. So these are all in different fonts. So now I'm worried, like, what's a rule on that? Maybe I should look into that before I submit this manuscript with all of these. I think it's like 5 or 6 different fonts. It's a little much, I think. Yeah, I guess I should look into it. That's interesting. Let me make a note about that. And I'm about to deal with chapter 30, and chapter 30 is our third point of view. Chapter 30, or I should say, this third character, her name is Alis. She is not a love interest in the book, but she acts as the like third perspective. She acts as the she splits the book where it has key moments, and she's older than Luca and Julian. She is in college, so this book also leans into the new adult struggles of like trying to figure out how to be an adult kind of at 18 and how to be your own new person, how to rely on yourself, make relationships when you're older, or present yourself to the world. That's what she deals with. And she also deals with the main grief conflict in this book, which is that the main character's Luca, his name is Luca, his boyfriend passes away 6 months before the start of this book. So she's also involved with that boyfriend's death. I mean, she didn't kill him, but like she's also sad about it. And she's also dealing with that and processing that trauma. Imagine if she killed him. That would be like not the kind of book I'm writing. I'm definitely not writing a murder mystery book. That's not what it is. So I'm making a note to myself to check query rules for fonts. In case you're interested what the font is, I'll kind of show it to you, and I like I don't really want to show you the words. But it's a bit like Comic Sans, but like not really. I think it's called something with an M. I'm unsure. It's a little goofy. It looks a little bit like handwriting. So that's what that is. I think we're gonna jump into our third sprint. I'm definitely ready to get back into it. I might do a little research on that query question during this next sprint, but we're gonna have another 25. It's going to be nice and easy. You got this. Let me reset that, and happy writing in 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. All right, that was the end of our third sprint of the evening. I think I will do just one more short one to wrap off this live stream. That's what we're doing. And I noticed SD came in, unless you go by Huston. Like, I know I've seen you before, but I forgot what name you go by. So if you'd like me to call you something else other than SD, let me know. And thank you for liking the stream. SD's taking a break from writing at the moment, but thought to stop by. Well, thank you for stopping by. So exciting news. I finished 3/5 of the line editing during that sprint, and then I just caught up with Instagram. I feel like I'm at a good stopping point for today, although I will have another short sprint for y'all coming up. I think I normally do, let me see, it's been a while, like it's been a whole month since I've sprinted. My last one was on November 11th, although I have watched a lot of live streams that were not mine in between that. I do have a question for y'all, but after I take a sip of water. And my question is, do you watch live streams after they're published? And if so, do you skip the talking in between the sprints? Or like how do you treat an old live stream? Because I definitely will watch the whole thing through, and I will treat the talking breaks as like just the breaks that I have. Even though sometimes the breaks you never know how long they are, but I like watching old live streams. Okay, so I'll call you Shannon. Good to know. Thank you for reminding me. And Nicole got 140 words. Very nice. Yeah, if anyone is writing today, including Nicole, let me know what kinds of project you are working on. I'm working on a YA romance. This book I've been working on since August of 2020, so it was quite a pandemic boredom book, but also the amount that I've grown as a writer since then is crazy. I started my channel in February or March-ish of 2021, so just around 6 months after I started this book, and wow, like it's been a journey. I can't believe I'm at this point with the manuscript, and I'm so proud of it at this point. It's wow. If I didn't have grad school and if I didn't have um job and homework, like I feel like I would be writing books at a much faster pace, but I can't do anything about my pace right now, so I'm learning to be happy with it. I've noticed that. Okay, Shannon says if they miss a live stream, they listen in a little to the talking, but like to get back to being productive. Makes sense. So, oh, and if they go long, you turn down the volume. Okay, so you don't skip in the video. Interesting. Sometimes you just have it playing in the background while you work. Yeah, sometimes even during live streams, I will continue to write while people are talking during it. Because like I'm just in the zone. I don't think I ever put it on mute, but I always like have one ear on the live stream, the other ear to my manuscript. It's easier when you have a physical thing to focus on instead of my laptop, because I'm looking at my laptop, I'm thinking about the live stream. So that's how that's gone recently for me. Nicole sometimes skips the talking. Wait, Nicole sometimes watches old live streams but doesn't skip the breaks between sprints. Helps you take breaks. Yeah, I am of that mind. Although sometimes people in sprints don't sprint for like 20 minutes between sprints, and I'm like, come on, y'all. I came here to write. Oh, who is this? I don't know who this is. Wow. I thought I knew everyone in the AuthorTube community. Let me write that down. I will look into it. If this person, I'll check his schedule out and see what times he's streaming. Yeah, it's good not to skip the talking for watch time because at this point, the only way I get watch time is through live streams, basically, because live streams are like 2 hours, obviously, and videos are probably like 10 minutes, and there's just no comparison between like how much watch time I get from, like, let's say like 5 people watching a live stream versus 50 views on a video. Like it's I don't think it's even comparable, so it's good to watch live streams. Okay, easy graphic sprints on Wednesday. Oh, just exactly 1 hour. Or do you mean 1 hour as in that's how long the sprint is, or that's how long the live stream is? On Wednesdays at 3 p.m., I do have class, at least in the new next semester. I will be having class at that time, but we'll see. But you put talking parts on 2 times speed? Interesting. I do that for some things. I do that for other videos on YouTube, but I don't really do that for live streams. And I guess that's because I feel like I'm more hanging out with them and I want it to feel more natural by keeping it on regular speed. But I will listen to most other things on YouTube, whether that's cooking videos. I watch a lot of Claire Saffitz, or gaming videos. I watch a lot of the Game Grumps. I will watch those faster. Okay, the live stream is 1 hour. Good to know. But that means they're probably really easy to watch because you can always find an hour. And that's really the method I've been using to write recently. Today I don't remember who came up with this. I think it came up in a Kate Kavanaugh video, but she was talking about something called the kitchen timer method. It might have been Sarah LaPrade, actually. I don't remember. But someone in AuthorTube mentioned this routine that an author has, and it is writing for 1 hour, you really focused, and then doing other stuff for 1 hour. And it is a way of being on and off, and also measuring success by number of work sprints you do instead of number of words you do. And I find that to be really good, especially because I can't count words with this thing. I can only count I guess pages, but also some pages, like this page, require a lot more effort than others. Like this page, which has barely any on it, only one comment here. So it's really variable. It runs the gamut. Ooh, would I tell you the amount of crap chapter 20 was giving me? But I got through it. Okay, so the live stream's an hour and 2 25-minute sprints. I got it. Well, thank you guys for answering my question. That's great. Oh, who is this? MM Ward. 180 sprints through Nano instead of word count. That is interesting. I wonder, can you translate? How many minutes is 50,000 minutes? Is that even possible? How many hours is 50,000 minutes? Okay, it's 833 hours. I don't think that's possible. That's not possible to sprint a month, is it? Because let's say you have a 40-hour work week. You're not going to even get to like 200. Okay, so never mind. You can't do 50,000 minutes during NaNoWriMo, but that's cool to like split it up by writing sprints. Yeah, it is interesting. Her channel is Penumbramine. Penumbramine. Interesting. I'm sure I didn't say that right the first time, but I will look into it. And you got 80,000 in November? Wow. Participants for a certain time. Wow. I wonder how she treated the time of her sprints. Like if she because you need a certain type of focus to get that many, like, oh good. But like the amount of focus required to get 80,000, wow, she must also be a fast writer. That's really impressive. And that's basically the whole book, isn't it? That's great. And on that note, let us have another short writing sprint to try to live up to this productivity that we are learning about today. Yeah, sprints do really help with getting word count goals, and that's why I host them. I really like interacting with the AuthorTube community, hosting live streams, talking about my book. It's mostly a way for me to discover how I'm feeling about my own work at the time. It's helpful for me to talk things out and kind of decompress, debrief what's happening. So I really like them. And I plan to do more in the future. There might be, I don't know. I have a community tab now, so I announce it whenever. Well, I didn't announce this one because I forgot I had a community tab. But whenever I do have a live stream, I try to update people. I do a better job on my Instagram of letting people know when it's going to happen. And that's at Grace and Yacht Writes. I'll put that in the chat in a second if anyone is interested. I don't know if YouTube lets me put @ in the chat, but before I type that in the chat, let me catch up on these comments. Penumbramine is a space of partial illumination as in an eclipse between the shadow on all sides and the full light. So yeah, I know what a penumbra is, but I don't know what penumbramine. I know what a penumbra is because I read a book in middle school that was called Mr. Penumbra's. Oh, now I don't even remember. Bookstore? 24-hour bookstore? I think that's what it was called. It describes your writing interesting between perfect shadow on all sides and the full light. Yeah. Oh, the mind part is a part of the definition. I got it. Okay. I was blanking for a minute. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. Well, they do work for me in terms of they put me on a spotlight. Like, I gotta do the thing. They keep me accountable, is what I'm trying to say. And I'll put my Instagram account in the comments, in the chat, in case anyone is interested. That is where I am most active in terms of social media. And I did announce this slideshow over there. And I will do my best in the future to remember that I have the power in the community tab to keep you guys updated. And yeah. What was I saying? Yes, let us start the next. Thank you, Shannon. Let me start the next sprint. It's going to be the last sprint. Yes, thank you, Shannon. I got the notification. Yes, 15 minutes. Let me reset that because 25 is too long. We're just going to have a nice, easy, gentle 15-minute sprint in 3, 2, 1. You got this. All right. That was the end. Who is texting me? That was the end of our fourth sprint of the night and our final sprint. I hope that was productive for you all. I noticed Nicole had to leave us, so thank you for being here. Yes, bye, Nicole. But yeah, this is a good stream. I got a lot of fine editing work done. It was building on the work I had done this morning, and I had a great time. I hope you all had a good time too. And yeah, I wish you the best of luck with your writing in the future. And I'm sending the good vibes your way before the holiday panic and chaos hits. And yeah, I'm going to end this live stream pretty soon. Maybe give me like 2 minutes. Yeah, I just want to thank you all for being here and hanging out with me. I expect to stream at the latest again in January. There might be another one in December, but it's really chaotic for me right now. Expect a video to come out soon about my line editing process, my progress, and how it's going. Here on this channel, I post all types of writing and bookish content, although it's more writing right now because that is where I am focused. Yeah, you can subscribe to this channel and you'll see those in your inbox, your subscription feed, but you know how YouTube works. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Breaks are good, Shannon. I support that. Breaks are good. The mind needs rest. And also the creative well. Yes, it was very nice talking to you all. Yeah, so I'll see you next time. Thank you guys so much for showing up and have a good night. Bye.